Yo, what's happening, guys? This is Flo. I'm here with D. So, D, your boy Nick Young, former Los Angeles Laker, says the players in the NBA that he would like to fight. On top of that list is another one of your boys, D'Angelo Russell. Obviously, these two have their history. That big time Iggy Azalea news happened because of Russell. What do you think about this fight?
It's a beef that could finally get squashed, you know. I thought it was like all like settled and like everyone was moving on, but then you saw over the years. So long story short, yeah, D'Angelo Russell, he snitched on Nick Young. He was secretly recording him, and the recording got out, and the recording was Nick Young basically saying like who he would like hook up with, or like Amber Rose, and like what girls like they were like trying to get at. Basically, initiating that Nick Young was cheating on Iggy Azalea, and that was at the time the girl that he proposed to. And so, long story short, Nick Young and Iggy, they break up, and all that just like started like a whole drama with the Lakers. D'Angelo Russell got traded, and then, you know, over the years, I thought like it was kind of like water under the bridge, but then you saw what happened with Nick Young. He won the ring and said he got snitched on to about to put a ring on. And so little jabs like here and there towards like Nick Young, that he doesn't like D'Angelo Russell still. And so no surprise that he wants to settle this beef in a boxing match. My only concern is that this September, Nick Young has a fight against Blueface, and we need to see if even Nick Young can throw hands. I saw some like videos of him throwing punches. He didn't look too impressive. It looked like he was sparring a guy that didn't know how to box and like knocked him down. But I got to see how he does in a real fight, because we all saw what happened with Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson got embarrassed. So if he's not able to box, and we all saw when under the Jake Paul undercard, the Darren Williams fight, Darren Williams like gassed out within like a minute. And so these NBA guys haven't really done too good in their NBA debut for boxing. So we got to see if Nick Young can first throw hands, and if he can throw hands, then this fight starts being more realistic.
Yeah, for the most part, usually NBA guys aren't the guys most likely fighting. Obviously, their hands are their most important thing. So obviously the D'Angelo Russell one's not going to happen until after his career, but I'd like to see it happen. But I do got to give Darren Williams props. I think he actually beat Frank Gore in their first fight, so he did beat a football player, which is kind of impressive, because most times you see basketball is not too much of a contact sport compared to these other sports. But I think Swaggy P, I'd like to see him do boxing. The guy's really entertaining. I know that's probably why you like him, because I know he's a pretty solid basketball player, but I think it was more of that entertainment factor that he would bring, would constantly bring you back to watching him. And yeah, like you said, eventually that beef has to get squashed. Good thing for D'Angelo Russell, he didn't get a Matt Barnes, Derek Fisher situation, because, you know, there's that code of conduct, and both those two guys, went over that. Derek Fisher paid the price, and D'Angelo Russell still hasn't got his yet. Obviously, he's been traded around the league, but he's still making millions. I think Nick Young needs his get back, and I'd like to see this happen eventually. It'd be pretty cool.
And it's a fight that was sold because I think right now with his influencer boxing, I think it's here to stay, and it's going to be something that's going to be trending for a while, because the thing about this is back in the day, celebrity boxing was, you know, it was like very like entertaining, but it wasn't really big. There was guys like Danny Bottaducci and stuff like that, like fighting like old timers. And the reason it was is because back in the day, there wasn't like a lot of publicity. People, when they became famous, were usually most likely like a lot of the majority they were old. And now that we have all this social media involved with like Instagram, TikTok, now we're seeing like in YouTube, we're seeing all these young influencers who already have a big platform. And that's like what happened with Jake Paul. Jake Paul already had first a platform, and then he pursued boxing. So that's why he's able to sell tickets, because he already has a big platform. Now we're starting to see all these former D1 athletes, all these former like pro athletes, after they're done with their career, or if they don't have anything kind of going on, we could see them potentially like transitioning. Like when one of the fights upcoming with Adrian Peterson and Le'Veon Bell, we're going to see two former NFL stars We already mentioned Darren Williams going against Frank Gore. And so I think we're going to see more of these like NBA and like NFL players transitioning to the boxing world. But this is going to be a big one that could really sell tickets because of the beef history, and it'd be super entertaining because, like you said, like Nick Young, he could definitely entertain the crowd. And so if he could throw hands, like I said, if he throws hands in his fight against Blueface and shows he can box, I think that'll be like a fight that's like in future serious talks.
Yeah, man, and it makes sense because obviously once they're done with their playing careers, they still want to make money, and it's smart that now these athletes do it right after their playing careers. Before, like you said, the reason the celebrity boxing sucks so much is because all these guys are super old by then. Jose Canseco's, any former boxer, they'd always do it way past their prime. I mean, nobody wants to watch old guys beat each other up, but right after their playing careers, that's not that bad because they're only a year out, maybe two, and they're still pretty much professional athletes at that point, so you still get somewhat of a good product. And then these influencers, they really take it seriously and they actually train for the sport, so I like it. We'll see what else happens. I know he also says he wants to fight Jake Paul eventually, so maybe this is his very first stepping stone, Blueface, and after that, Sagi P, and then eventually make his way up to probably one of the top dogs in this whole influencer boxing, and Jake Paul.
Yeah, we'll see, because I think Jake Paul is the closest to, like, out of the influencers. He's kind of going more like the boxing route, but I think that's a good name because, like we said, even if that fight doesn't happen, the fact that he just mentions his name, that'll like still like have like it'll still like somebody will write up an article about it, you know. And so Swaggy P is a guy who's like very like entertained in the NBA. Like that was like one of his things. He was always smiling. He was always joking around. He was always in the news for like something stupid. And so that's a guy who's just pure entertainment. And so I want to see if he could throw hands, and that's a guy I can really see like making an impact in the influencer boxing.
All right, well, you guys let us know in the comments who you guys got, Swaggy P or D'Angelo Russell. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.